Living Free Mike takes Bob Wells' advice. The Campulance Man hurts his back. And a lot more, so stick around. What's up, blind viewers? How's everybody doing today? That's right, we got some stuff to talk about. Another Wheeled Wonder update. All right, let's see. Who shall we start with first? I think we'll start with Less Junk, More Journey. Less Junk, More Journey. Well, these guys, we all know they go through RVs like most people go through socks. Well, once again, they decided, yeah, we're going to buy another one, but they're downsizing. Downsizing big time once again.
We have moved into...
There they go. Let's list them all. There's tons.
43-foot fifth wheel to a 38-foot motorhome to a 30-foot Airstream, 40-foot fifth wheel, 40-foot fifth wheel, and now, yeah, we've never done a Class C, so 24 feet, no slack.
So for all the different RVs we've packed into, I believe I've seen 3 distinct stages. There's the first stage, which is Marissa's face when I pulled up with the Airstream.
Well, those guys, there, don't take my word for it, from their own mouth. They go through RVs like crazy. I don't know why. I don't know what their reasoning is. It's not for me to judge if that's what makes them happy. But yeah, I mean, they've been big and medium and small. And I mean, you know, from the big Class A's down to an Airstream to big giant 40-some foot fifth wheels. Now they're in a half the size, a little 24-foot Class C with the 2 kids and everything. I don't know. I thought, you know, if it would be just 2 of them, and as the family grew, you know, them and then the girl, and then now the boy, it would get bigger, and then, but not to shrink back down. But hey, I guess even the RVers with money that are doing well and can afford to do all that stuff, I guess they even think about what's going on and what the fuel prices and everything else. And I mean, they got their little home base they can run to and everything. So I don't know what the reasoning is. I don't know what the deal is, but hey, more power to them. So if you want to see what they're doing and all that good stuff, go over and check out. That's right. Less Junk, More Journey. All right, who we got? We got, the Grateful Glamper. Now, she has a bunch of tips for the RVers. Lots of hacks, little hacks, things to do, things to look forward to, things, a way to make life a little bit easier. Some of the things, you know, we heard of from other people, but, you know, like when you go get bags of stuff or stuff in boxes, take it out of those bags, put it in little, either other Ziploc bags or little Tupperware containers or whatever, but get them out of those big bags that are full of all air, or the big giant box with a bag that's full of air inside the box. I mean, so yeah, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, there's other little things, just little tidbits, you know, just to make your life a little bit easier and to help, you know, when you want to just say maybe set things out and make it a little bit more homey in your RV. So this is just one of the many tips that she has to share.
A wad of Gorilla mounting putty. This stuff works great for anything that you have like this.
I use that stuff. It does work.
You want it to be able to sit out. You want to be able to see it, but you need to make sure that it is not slipping or moving around. So this is super easy. It can be reused over and over. I just stick it underneath of here and mount it back down. Now, here is another alternative if you have something where you don't want brown putty underneath of your particular thing because you can see through it, like this glass vase here. So in this glass...
Yeah, that's she goes on to talking about museum wax. You know, you go into a museum, they have shit stuck down and everything, so people don't brush against it and knock it over and all that other good stuff. So yeah, she has lots and lots of tips. That's just a taste. So go on over and check them out and see what other hacks she has to share. And as always, links are in the description box below. All right, let's see who we have next. the Campulance Man. Oh man, this dude, he messed up his back. He is not doing well at all.
I was out picking up some heavy rocks to lay on the edge of the mat. Ow!
He said, fuck!
Oh, and I got
I'll say it.
that shooting pain that happened to me like when I was filling the fridge, and I bent down to pick up the two. I'd already gone over, picked up a couple, went back to pick up a couple more. I just crawled on my hands and knees from the tree out there where the rocks were piled back across the...
But there you go. He is hurting, which brings up that thing. I mean, we talk about it a lot. I mean, I do anyway. But, you know, you're out there and you're roaming around and you're doing your thing, and, you know, life's a breeze and everything's grand. And, yeah, you get hurt. Something happens. Now, if you're a couple, you know, you have your significant other, they may be able to drive you around or help you get into your bed or get in a comfortable position, and they can get you to some medical assistance or anything. But when you're alone, it's just you and your dog, yeah, you're kind of out there. You're kind of stuck. And you got to either call and say, hey, drop a pin to where you're at or whatever. Because a lot of these folks, you know, they camp in remote places. And it's not always easy for help to get to you and all other good stuff. But luckily he did get to, he went and saw a doctor and they diagnosed it and everything is okay. One of his neighbors or a neighboring, somebody came over and helped him get to bed and do all kinds of other things and got him relaxed. The poor dog, you know, you got the dog there and, you know, the dog's got to be left out and let in and all that other good stuff. And when you can barely move, you got to worry about taking care of your pets and all that stuff. So it's rough. And I'm not saying that it's any different that if you're in a house of sticks and bricks, that's right. If you live alone, if you're an elderly person and you live alone in a home and your significant other has passed and it's just you and something happens, yeah, you know, the only advantage is you're usually in an area where help is just a phone call or a little button push, you know, I've fallen, I can't get up. I'm not making fun of it, but, you know, there's usually help around. Whereas when you're out there in the middle of nowhere in a van or an ambulance and you call and say, hey, I live in an ambulance and I'm in the middle of the woods and I've fallen, my back is screwed up and I can't get up. I know I'm laughing. It's not funny, but it's just things to think of and things that I considered when I was considered doing this stuff, and I started looking into it, like a blind guy and a wife that has some issues. It's just not a good idea to be out there flitting around from state to state, being God knows where away from people that can actually come and help you. But so go over to the Campulance Man and check him out and see what the deal is. He explains everything and what's been going on, and he does give the diagnosis and all that towards the end of the video there. So it does turn out to be not too bad. But, and he's not an old fella. He's a younger guy. He's still got a few good years left before he falls completely apart. But yeah, good stuff over there. So go over and check him out. Wish him well. All right, let's see. Let's talk about Slim Potatohead. Now he bought some land with a little cabin on it, and it had a back deck. It's got a really nice view, but it had a back deck. It was all enclosed with windows and everything. Well, he purchased the stuff, and then he took off south for the winter, he said, because he's up there in Canada. So he headed down here. Actually, he was running around in the Carolinas and all kinds of stuff. Oh, yes. But, yeah, he decided he was going to put a new deck on the back of his little cabin up there, and he tore down the old one, tried to salvage some wood, didn't get to salvage a whole bunch of stuff, but, yeah, didn't go as planned. but he did build a pretty nice deck, I might add.
My ultimate
There
goal
he
in this
is.
project was
Look
a
at
bird's
that.
eye view of the inspiring wilderness around me,
Turned out to be
and
a
to
pretty nice
admire
deck.
the beauty of this unique location
Check
that
that
is
baby out.
usually only available to a privileged few.
Look at that. That's a nice deck. Pretty nice deck. He goes over the expenditures, if you will, which is another thing during this chaotic time. You know, lumber prices are through the roof, just like everything else. So, yeah, a deck that might have cost $1,500 American. Cost him down there $3,000. He ran it down the lumber price and fasteners and getting some of the lumber delivered and all that other good stuff. And he complains that, you know, he paid for choice lumber, and some of their choice lumber is not just, you know, 100 or 200% more, but it's 50% as good. It's even shittier. Lots of bows and twists and knots and chips on the side and all kind of stuff. So not only is the wood very, very expensive, it's kind of shitty too. So, but yeah, go over and check out Slim Potatohead, and he built it himself. Just him. Other than guys delivering the lumber. Yeah, he did it all by himself. Yeah, pretty cool stuff, but yeah. And he says, is there a better way? Yeah, it probably is. Did I do it right? I don't know. But it looked pretty good to me. Not that I'm an expert carpenter, but looked like everything went pretty well in my humble opinion. All right. So let's see. Who shall we talk about now? I think it's time to talk about Living Free Mike. Oh, man, I haven't talked about Mike in a very long time. He was gone, disappeared. We saw him in the background of other people's videos, and some people would talk to him once in a while. But then Mike came back. He got his channel. Living Free. And he made a big announcement that he's starting yet another channel. That's
I
right.
needed it. So I'm going to start being consistent over there, and I will also be adding videos to this channel as well still.
So I'll have two channels.
I'm going to be running 2 channels for a little bit.
See how that goes. Let's see.
Yeah, it's just the way it needs to be at first. But yeah, so don't unsubscribe from this channel. I'll see you guys over there. Woo! And if you have a hard time finding it,
You're going to have a hard time finding
because
it.
it's a new channel, just click on the link in the description below. I'll have a link that
There you
brings
go. Mikey, he's got a new channel. And that's not all. He got land. He bought land, and he's doing the homestead thing, I guess. He's living in his RV on his land. And yeah, the channel is new, and it's all about that. So he got his Living Free, which I guess is going to be his cooking with Mike, and I don't know, fixing his RV, I guess. And then, see, he took the Bob, the Grand Poobah. That's right, the guru of the nomads, the king, the ace cool boom, the guy with all the know, the leader of the whole group, the Bob. The Bob said, buy land. Mikey bought land. That's right. We'll get to that in a minute. The Bob, he gave his blessing, so it's okay to buy land now. Yeah, I know he flipped the script. But anyway, Bob said it's okay to buy land, so Mikey bought some land. Bob, what's his channel name? CheapRVLiving. What's Mikey's new channel name? Cheap Off-Grid Living. Look at that. Mikey's taking inspiration from the Bob. That's right. Cheap Off-Grid Living. So I figure, I guess, Mikey thought, well, Bob says, hey, buy land, it's a good deal. I'm going to buy land. And if Cheap RV Living can make all this money and have a big channel, maybe Cheap Off-Grid Living can do it too. So there you go. Mikey, taking some tips from the Bob. But that's not all that Mikey's doing. That's not all. Mikey is promoting. He's helping some friends that are promoting the sale of some land. Yeah, that's right.
And this is anything away from the city is going to be a little bit less. And the regulations for where my 10 acres for sale are quite, there's not a lot.
Yeah, they're relaxed.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can live in tiny homes and you can live in your RV.
Oh,
without
that's a
permit.
big bonus.
With the RV without a permit. That is correct.
Wow, that's when I was looking for land, that was always an issue. You couldn't live in your RV and
Yeah.
stuff
Correct.
like that.
It's one of the not.
Well, I will say that there are lots of rules, lots of stipulations. I mean, and people get hung up with that stuff all the time. They get tripped up a lot because they watch YouTube, they see all these people, they hear about, buy tiny homes. Tiny homes are the way to go. Get a tiny home. So people think, well, I'll just go out here and buy me a nice little hunk of land, and I'll go get a nice little tiny home made in a little trailer, and I can just back it on and plunk it on my land. And then come to find out, after they spent the money on the land and the tiny home, some guy from the township or the local community, the county or whatever it may be, comes by and goes, you can't have that. A house has to be, boom, so many, the minimum, and yours doesn't meet the requirement. You got a shed, now you got to build a house on this to live in. And people get tripped up. They don't pay attention to that shit. And other ones, again, they'll say, well, this is my land. I bought it. I can pull my RV on it, and I can live in it. No. Hey, nay. Sometimes you cannot. No, I'm not saying everywhere you can't, but there are places that you just can't. And I know before you get on here and I hear it in the comments, well, I've been doing this for 157 years and I never, ever had a problem. I do whatever I want and I bought my land and they told me I couldn't. I said, but it's my land. I know. I'm going to hear it all. I know. I always do. There's people that are out there doing it and they've done it and they told me I couldn't live in a tiny home and I did it anyway and I put it in my neighbor's yard and whatever. I'm just telling you. Some places you just can't. You just heard it. I'm not the only one saying it. That lady said it too. So you can go over to Mikey's and you can yell at them too. Oh, people will trip me out. Anyway, so yeah, 10 acres land for sale. New Mexico. I do believe the lady said it was like 20 grand for the 10 acres. So yeah, if you want to hear about that, go over to Living Free Mike's channel. And apparently, if you go to the link and you go to make inquiries with this lady and you mention Mike, you get $500 off the price. That's right. So there you go. Mikey, Living Free Mike. Taking advice from the Poobah. That's right. Bought land. Named his channel Cheap Off-Grid Living, just like the Bob. And he's helping some people try to sell some more land before the apocalypse hits, I guess. So go over and check out Living Free Mike. All right, now let's talk about the Grand Poobah himself. That's right. That's right. Bob, Cheap RV Living. Now, after all this time of saying, just come on, get away from society. Don't be a slave to the man. Get away from government. You don't want to own land. It's just throwing money away. You don't own it. It's not yours anyway. Sell your house. Get rid of all your shit. Move into a car. Come out here to the desert and find the Bob, and I will show you the light and the way, because I am the Bob, the light and the way. I am the Grand Poobah, the Grandmaster of the Wheeled Wonders. Anything you need to know, I will let you know. I got all the answers. Well, now he says, my people, you have my blessing. Go. Buy land. It's a good idea.
Bob, why would I buy a piece of land? Why did you buy a piece of land? Why should I think
Why
about
did you do
buying
it, Bob?
a piece of land? Let's consider that.
Consider it, Bob.
So why did I buy land, and why do I think it's generally a good idea for a nomad to buy land?
Especially if you told us not to.
The reason number one is you're now a legal resident of that state. You have a legal address, someone ever asks you, where do you live?
I don't need
in
a
that
legal
state.
address.
I have an actual address. I'm not going to give it to you, but it's like 1234 Main Street.
I can go to the mail
Williams,
company.
Arizona.
I don't need that. I just need a P.O.
In
box.
fact, you can just punch that address in, and Google will send you right here. It's not the best road in the world. You're going to have some fun getting.
I don't need. Remember, you don't need land for a legal address. All you got to do is get pay one of these little companies, and they give you a mailbox, and they'll open your mail, and they'll scan your mail, and they'll send you your mail, and they'll give you a legal address. And you don't need all that now. You have a legal address if you buy land. I don't know. I guess it's like everything else. Whatever the Grand Poobah is doing at the moment is the the right thing, the good thing, the best thing to do. So, yeah, I don't know. But more and more of the folks, the wheeled wonders, our little nomad friends, they are buying something, getting something, whether it be land to do with whatever they want later, or renting little spaces like Chrome does, or Nomadic Fanatic, or buying your little piece of paradise and adding to it and building it like a Slim Potatohead. But yeah, more and more people are going, yeah, things are a little bit uneasy. Things are crazy. And it is nice to be able to have some place to run to that is yours, and set up camp and not have to worry about moving or doing whatever. If diesel prices keep going up and then gas prices follow, I know I'm having flashbacks of the 70s, but yeah, who knows? We might not be able to be driving around in our little wheeled wondered mobiles and travel at will, living the free, cheap, and easy life, having a good old time, because yeah, things just might turn to shit. So I better be prepared. And hey, I think it's a good idea to have that little safe space. If you got the money, which again, Bob, most of the people that he always yells, and these people that are not, a lot of them are forced into this. They don't do it by choice. So I can guarantee you, they probably don't have a whole lot of money if they're living in their car, because they're forced to go out and buy land. Just like his other video he just posted not too long ago. He had a breakdown. It's no big deal. When you're Bob and you're a bazillionaire, breaking down's no big deal. It's happened before. It'll happen again. You just got to be prepared for it. It's the free, cheap, and easy life, and you can live your childlike wonder, but your shit is going to break down. But it's no big deal. Now, these people that don't have two nickels to rub together, that are, again, living in their cars or whatever else, coming to seek the Bob's help, Bob's answer is, it happens. It's no big deal. I got money. I can throw at it. It's this much. Call a tow truck, pay that, pay the bill, sit in the parking lot. Oh, it's going to take a day or two. It winds up taking 5 days. You're waiting for parts and all this other shit. Oh, it's an inconvenience to Bob. Oh, it's an inconvenience, but it's no big deal. It's no big deal. You just deal with it, and you just wait, and you pay your money, and you do whatever you got to do. But everybody doesn't have that kind of money. Yeah, I know. You had to have that emergency fund. But again, hey, fixed income, poor, sad, lonely females that have nothing. They're living in their car or their little tiny van or Jeep or whatever it may be, because that's all they have. And an emergency fund, they might be able to scrape together $1,000. But some of these things, especially the way transmissions go out, because everybody's living in their vehicle, packed them to the hilt, transmissions are going out, and they're older and older and older vehicles. Shit happens. So yeah, it's easy to say. It happens. It's no big deal. Have an emergency fund. But again, most of these people are out there because they don't have an emergency fund. Not everybody. Most of them are out there because they want to be. More power to you. So you guys have an emergency fund. Hopefully it's no big deal. But even if you live in a house and your vehicle breaks down, it's a big deal. It's a pain in the ass. It's a big inconvenience. And so if it's your home and it breaks down, I could imagine that it is a giant inconvenience and a huge pain in the ass, and can be a very, very big expense, because you may have to find a place to stay, like a hotel and all that other stuff. Now you're going to be paying to go out to eat at restaurants and everything because your home is in the garage. There's lots of things to think about. But again, you don't have to agree with me. That's never the point here. The point is,
I'm Blind Views, and that is the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.